Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're covering Insecure Season 4, Episode 9. This is the second last episode. Next week is gonna be the last episode of the season, which I'm gonna be so sad about. I hope that it's more than 30 minutes. We maybe get an hour or even 45 minutes. That's all I'm asking. So F Molly forever. I don't feel like I could ever get on Molly's side or be Team Molly because of the ish she pulled off once again. So the beginning of the episode, I absolutely love. It was like a montage of Issa and Lawrence together. Them eating together, working together, sleeping together, and it just brings me joy. It just makes me warmer. It just fills my heart with love when I see them together. So they're practicing, which I absolutely love, communication and making sure that each person is aware of a situation or like what's going on. Because just because they might have gotten back together doesn't mean that everything that's happened before that gets erased. And I'm also referring to Nathan, because Nathan was before all of this Lawrence stuff. So they find out that, well, Issa finds out that he's done with Condola. There was nothing. My condolences. I don't know why she's blowing up his phone now for no reason if they talked and now they're still apart. And then Issa asked Lawrence how would he feel if she would help Nathan, which is someone she used to see. Lawrence seems like he's like, oh no, it's okay, but it's one of those like, it's okay, and then it's not really okay. And I didn't like how Issa didn't, I don't know, right away think this is not a good idea, especially because her and Lawrence is very new, and her and Nathan, like, nothing has indicated that any type of sexual or intimacy. So instead of doing other things to provoke that, she should just stay back. He helped you with something, it's done. He asked for help with packing out his stuff. I'm sure he could have found one of his boys to go pack out some books, because that's all they did. So then you also have Molly. Molly is still upset and bitching to Andrew about the situation, which Andrew is trying so hard to be on Team Molly, but she sometimes seems just like she's very hard to handle sometimes. And it seemed that Andrew's brother, Victor, is in town, and in order to mend fences, he invited them, I don't know if it was to a basketball game, I wasn't quite listening, but he invited them somewhere. And Molly is still butthurt with the situation, and it seems like the problem with Molly is that she thinks everything is everyone else's fault and nothing is her fault, and she never wants to work on getting a situation better. She'd just rather never talk to Andrew's brother ever again, and this is someone who she wants to be in a serious relationship with, meet his family and stuff like that. Like, at least be cordial with each other. You don't want it where you're excluded out of activities because, oh, I know Molly doesn't like Victor and stuff like that. And how much times are we in positions or with people that we're uncomfortable with, but we still are able to be cordial? Like, Molly is acting like he's asking him to go kiss his brother or something like that, something extreme. Like, it's not that bad. So Molly is seeing her therapist again, and she talks to her about this situation, and she says the same things that I just said. It's that everything is Molly's fault. Sorry, everything is everyone else's fault, nothing is Molly's fault, and she, at this point, rather be wrong than to make things right with people. So there's a lot going on with Issa, Nathan, Lawrence, our blog party, so much things. And Issa's at home kind of overwhelmed with everything that she's been dealing with, and she wants someone to talk to. So she tries to talk to Kelly, she doesn't answer. She tries to talk to his brother, her brother, but he doesn't care. And the one person she would love to talk to is Molly. So she has this dream sequence of her wanting to catch up with Molly, and then she ends up starting to spill what's on her mind while she's on the phone with Molly. And then Molly says, "You see what? You always focus on yourself. You're always talking about yourself, blah, 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 blah." So Issa decides to be the bigger person, which I'm just like, geez. I understand like how it feels when you know something and you want to talk to somebody about it, but like stop with all of that. So Issa calls Molly and they agree to meet up for brunch. So she tells Lawrence and Molly tells Andrew, so both of these guys are very supportive and they think, okay, good, these girls are gonna make up, they're gonna be friends again, and all is well with the world. So it's another awkward initial meeting where Molly didn't seem like she even wanted to hug Issa. And Issa made it a point, because Issa's working on herself and she's actually growing. Because Issa made it a point of, let me talk about Molly stuff. What is going on with Andrew? Like, what's happening in life? What's your vacation? How's work? I want to make sure that I am getting to know you and I want to hear your stuff. That's what you call growth. And Molly's just there like, yeah, laughing and kikiing. Well, they ended up not addressing the issue and just kind of catching up on old times. Which the rapport, the banter, the chemistry is there, so I don't know why Molly is still acting bitter. I can understand the problems not being solved, but for Molly to be like, like whatever. So they both know that they didn't talk about the issue, and sometimes it's very hard to bring up something that you don't want to talk about, but like, I felt like after that meeting, I was like, okay, they're getting there, good, they're gonna meet again and they're gonna try to have a serious talk. Plus, like, I feel like that type of serious conversation didn't warrant to be in a restaurant. Like, it should have been at Issa's house, somewhere private where they can actually share their feelings and not have people eavesdropping on them. So this is happening, and you see what's happening with Lawrence. He had this job interview, it went really well. Even though they have not established what they are, which I feel like they should, because if Lawrence goes away, I need to know where we stand. Are you going to go away and move on? Or are you going to go away and we're going to make this work? So, and I just love how they have such positive energy towards each other. They're being honest, they're communicating, and they're feeding off positivity to each other. Where Issa wants Lauren to do really, really well in the job interview, even though it means that he might have to leave. And he's really supportive of her getting back with Molly and to establish a friendship again. So you're seeing all this positivity, you're like, yay! And at one point, now Issa's going over to Nathan's house. And at first, I don't know, I was being so dumb. At first I thought like, oh, Nathan's just trying to be her friend. And then, obviously when I saw the stuff that Nathan was pulling off, I was just like, Nathan's cute and all, but I was like, she's with Lawrence. And so Issa practices practices her energy, how she's going to approach Nathan. It's gonna be more of a bro attitude versus like a hey, what's going on? It's gonna be like, yo bro, what's up bro? Type of thing. And she tries to play it, but Nathan just thinks she's weird. Like, he's not really getting what she's doing. So they're all like, he's all trying to get closer with her, trying to put moves on her, trying to And at first I thought Issa wasn't gonna say anything, and I was just like, Issa, if you don't say nothing, you're gonna leave that door open, and he's gonna wanna think, or he might think that there's a chance for you guys to get together. You're probably just weird right now. I loved when Nathan was it was very obvious that Nathan was trying to make moves, Issa said, I'm trying to get back with my ex, like, or we have something going on, and I don't want to ruin that. And then you see Nathan being bumhurt, like, like, it's whatever, it's what, like, Nathan, you were gone. She moved on, or she moved backwards. It is what it is. So then, what happens? So then Nathan tells Issa the reason I left was because I found out I was bipolar. I was dealing with a mental health issue that he had to deal with on his own. He needed to educate himself. He needed to get right before he returned. Even though this is something he should have said or communicated, he didn't have to say specifics, but he didn't say anything. And then he expected Issa to just sit around and be like, "Oh, Nathan's back. It's great. Oh, Nathan helped me with that one thing, so like we should get back together." And it doesn't work that way either, Nathan. But Issa was understanding, and she had no hard feelings. So Issa and Nathan went to go back to Andrew's house to pick up his stuff, and you see Andrew and Molly. Molly had gotten takeout for them. She seems so bossy, I swear, sometimes. She had gotten some takeout for them, and when Andrew and Molly see Issa and Nathan, and then it was kind of like, oh, like, hey, like, what's going on? Like, cool. And then Andrew kind of pushes, like, gently pushes Molly to invite them for dinner, which I'm like, how much takeout do you have that you could feed 4 people? I was like, anyways, so it's very nice. Conversation's flowing, drinks are flowing, and everyone is conversating, everyone's having a good time. And they decide that they're gonna play some game, and when Andrew went to go get some more drinks, Molly sent Issa a text, which was supposed to be for Andrew, that said like, "See, I'm trying." So I understand that it was awkward for Issa and Molly to be together, but I felt like Issa was trying so hard, and I thought Molly was trying at least a little bit, but she wasn't trying at all. She was doing things because Andrew kind of pushed her to do them. Otherwise, she wouldn't do that type of stuff. So Issa sees the text and answers back like, the wrong person. And Issa decides like, you know what, I'm going. So she's leaving, and Molly chases after her, and Issa's just like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, I'm trying. Like, and they talk about not talking about the elephant in the room, but they both know it's there. So you're not, I don't know why Molly's acting like Issa's trying to ignore her on purpose. Like, they're both doing the same thing. And Issa has been explaining over and over again how she wants to be friends with Molly. She wants them to go back to the way it was. And I feel like Molly's like up in the air, like, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm feeling right now. And Issa's explaining this to her, and then Molly says, because I think Issa says something like, oh, don't you want to make this work? And Molly says like, I think we're in different places in our life right now. And Issa got the message loud and clear. Molly, you didn't even try once to say like, okay, the next time we meet up we need to talk about this because I can't go on, or there's so much things that bug me that we need to talk about. Or she didn't say nothing. She was just kind of like, and it made me so heartbroken to see Issa so sad, because I'm just like, Issa, especially last episode, she was so happy. She's planning her next party, kind of, and you have Molly, this like Debbie Downer that's just full of negativity, which it sucks. And like at this point, I'm at the conclusion that they don't need to be friends. They need to live life separately, because Molly is not going to make any effort, like ever. It's been, what, like 3 or 4 episodes since that fight, and she still hasn't like tried. So I'm done with I'm done with Molly. Molly can come off the show now. I'm done with Molly. Anyways, that is the end of my recap. So that was Insecure season 4 episode 9. One more episode for next week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I'm just a dumb cunt, fucking sick and tired of it. Maybe I could front love, maybe I could buy a zip, maybe I get fucked up. Next time I could save some. Why it's gotta be like this? Why it's gotta be that way? Put it inside. Feel so rise up, banging on that loud.